have anything you are truly passionate about? Some people find the passion for something they enjoy in all types of forms, whether it be hunting, church, sports, food, or just anything that drives, moves, or motivates them. When you find something you are truly passionate about, won't you defend that passion? Wouldn't you want to be able to keep enjoying your passion? What if someone took that passion away from you? How would you feel? Angry, sad, confused, even disdain towards that person? Having something you enjoy taken away from you is not something you or anyone would want. I ask you these questions because I have a passion that is being taken away from me. My passion is wrestling. And by wrestling, I don't mean the mask wearing, jumping from the top rope, body slamming wrestling you see on TV. I mean actual wrestling in its real form. Wrestling took up a large part of my life. I wrestled in middle school and high school. Every year during high school, my life revolved around wrestling, whether it be going to wrestling camps, preseason tournaments, and the regular season. It is something I loved to do and still enjoy watching. Wrestling is not as popular in the South as in the North, so it's not televised as often. Really, the only time wrestling is on TV is for the NCAA Wrestling Championship Finals, the Olympic trials, and the Olympics. So not very often do I get to see the best talent in the world and nation competing against each other. Well, now the International Olympic Committee, or the IOC, has decided they want to remove wrestling from the 2020 Olympic Games and the Olympic Games after that. The IOC wants to remove the sport that I love and many other wrestlers have loved for all their lives ever since they were able to start wrestling. I want to create a picture for you now. Imagine a young boy growing up in the wrestling world. He trains constantly, sacrifices so much time to eventually become the best and go to college to wrestle. He sacrifices more and more every year, wins tournaments, wins matches, and becomes the NCAA champion more than once. His dream is to graduate and go to the Olympic trials. He's lined up to go to the 2020 Olympic Games. Now he can't finish his dream. He sacrificed most of his life to achieve his goal of earning a gold medal in the most prestigious wrestling tournament in the world. Now he can't. Imagine young men rising through the ranks, knowing their goal was gone. The IOC has taken away one of the oldest and most challenging sports in the Olympics. And for what? To add another sport no one has heard of? Let me give you a brief history and basic understanding of wrestling. According to Britannica Encyclopedia Online, wrestling has been dated back to 3000 BC. Britannica also states that wrestling is the oldest and most widely participated sport. Wrestling has been a part of the Olympic Games since 776 BC. For wrestling to be so historical, why would the IOC want to remove this sport from the Olympics? Wrestling in today's time has three major categories: folk style, freestyle, and Greco-Roman. Folk style wrestling is the type you would see in all educational levels. Folk style is more conservative and the rules are more suitable so the two wrestlers do not get injured. Freestyle is similar to folk style in its form of point system. However, freestyle allows for such techniques such as slams, where one wrestler will get extra points for how high he can lift his opponent above the mat. Greco-Roman wrestling is very different from the other two styles. In Greco-Roman, both opponents can only use their upper bodies while standing, so this allows only for throws and no trips, which trips are widely used in folk style and freestyle. Greco-Roman and freestyle are the two types used in Olympic Games today. On a side note, one thing that has changed dramatically since wrestling's time in 3000 BC is that wrestlers used to wrestle nude, and now the competitors wear singlets, such as this one here. This one's from New Hampshire, and it was used during my preseason tournaments. They did not allow us to wear our high school singlets due to the fact that they did not want the competition to be between high schools, but just between the two wrestlers that were on the mat. In an article from USA Today, wrestling legend Cael Sanderson was asked his opinion on the IOC's decision to remove wrestling from the Olympics. All Cael Sanderson could say was, "A tragedy." In the same article from USA Today, it was reported that the U.S., since its participation in the Olympic Games wrestling category, has won 124 medals. This number is among the highest, along with the former Soviet Union with 116 medals and Russia with 51 medals. The U.S. has already begun to protest the IOC, and according to Fox News, several of the lawmakers, including Democrats and Republicans, are working together to form a campaign which will appeal the IOC's decision. The campaign is planned to spread internationally once it is publicized. Several countries have already voiced their opinions to the IOC about how angry they are towards the IOC's decision to remove wrestling. Just to give you a realization of how many dreams could be destroyed, Fox News reported that there were 270,000 participants in wrestling just in the past year. The IOC's decision to remove wrestling is a huge mistake. The IOC is going to completely destroy a lot of competitors' hopes and dreams. I hope what I've told you today has helped you to see that the IOC decision will be unfair to all wrestlers. I ask you that the next time you're online or watching TV and you see something about the IOC removing wrestling, that you too will feel some remorse for all the goals and dreams that have been shattered. Although my time as a wrestler was short-lived due to injury my senior year of high school, I still have a great love for the sport. I feel that IOC has no idea what they are going to do by removing wrestling from the Olympic Games. I also ask that you will go online and research the IOC decision in the future of wrestling and find a petition on many of the wrestling websites and participate in that petition to reinstate wrestling into the Olympics. Any contribution you may provide in the effort to keep the oldest sport in the Olympics alive will be appreciated by every wrestler in this nation and this world.